part where I say, "Hey gang, Space-Time Badass here," as a means to greet you to the video. An introduction whereby I present myself as what might appear to be a YouTube personality. Online through my channel and Team Lucid Dream, in forums, and even in private messages, I help others to learn how to lucid dream. This is the best job I've ever had, and that's apparent because I do it for free. I love helping and talking to other people, and a big part of that means standing in front of a camera and talking about organized points. This video is written and edited and condensed into an easy-to-digest presentation, like many other YouTube videos. Because of this, it's easy for people to see the presenter as a personality rather than a person. The reason I bring this up is because you might feel you're looking at Space-Time Badass, the YouTube character, but how I feel is very different to that. You see, most people go home at the end of the day and live their life behind closed doors, and I do too. But in addition to that, I open a window into my life and into my mind through the work that I do here. Even though I'm going through a script and spend hours with a video editing and tweaking until I feel comfortable releasing it, I don't feel less genuine because of this. At the end of the day, after work, I come home and I turn on a camera. I retreat from a world where I might have to keep my guard up, and I enter into a new one where I feel I can be my complete self. I leave the world where people have passed judgments upon me and caused pain in my life through their actions and through how they've affected my perception of myself. As insane as it might sound, feeling like you can be more yourself on the internet, the truth is this method provides a disconnect that makes it easier for me to deal with judgment. And this disconnect is really the name of the game when it comes to kindness, or the lack thereof, that exists in the world today. I like to think that the reason I get more positive feedback here than out there is because I do open that window and show you who I am. But most people like to leave this window closed, just like I do when I'm out there living my life. As people, we grew up being taught to keep our privacy and be professional and appropriate. We learn the impression that people don't care what's going on with us, and in turn, we learn not to care what's going on with others. When we greet one another, we say, "Hi, how are you?" but we don't really care. And they give a canned response, "Fine, how are you?" But before you can even open your mouth, they've already lost interest and the interaction is over. We don't make the effort to connect, so we remain disconnected, disingenuous, and disenfranchised. Through the way we've learned to stop sharing, we've begun to marginalize the entire human race. Sometimes we forget that every single person is a conscious individual with their own experiences and emotions every bit as important as our own. It's amazing that human consciousness has sprung forth over 100 billion times and created a completely unique person each and every time. Still, indifference and suffering run rampant in our world, much like it has for as long as we've been here and will continue to do so in the future. We perceive some people as more important, like the rich and famous, celebrities, while we can feel nothing when we see images of starving children in third world countries picking through the garbage just trying to fill their bellies so they can survive another day. Somewhere between the most and least powerful among us, we lose our compassion. But the greatest and the least of us are still equal. We live in a society of indifference and individualism, and we focus on ourselves, but we fall short when it comes to others outside of our circles. This isn't meant to point a finger and say that you aren't a caring and compassionate or even a great person that I'm sure you are, because these words relate to me as well. In the moments when I'm feeling blocked off or impatient with others, I always try to remind myself of the human condition. We're all tiny, helpless creatures, floating around on a speck of dust, orbiting around a slightly larger ball of gas, on an island of insignificant particles in our own cluster of other insignificant particles, or galaxies, of which there are so many and so many wonderful and infinite things to see that we'll never be able to experience, all for no particular reason. When it comes to the greater universe, we're less than nothing. We're minuscule and inconsequential. But here we are, playing our games and living our lives, just trying to make sense of it all. We have systems put in place, and we like to think we have everything figured out, but we're all here just because. And the thing that really gets me is that no one asked for this. Not one person alive today asked to be here, to be born on a planet where there's so much hunger and inequality and suffering, pain, death, and loss. We all have things that we're going through, and that we might not tell others. Our life and death battles go on behind the scenes, behind closed doors, shut off from the rest of the world. We might not mean much to an indifferent universe, but here, on Earth, we mean everything. The indifference, the disconnect between you and me and us and the world can feel like a lifetime. But the distance is crossed in leaps and bounds if we only manage to crack the window and allow others the opportunity to do the same. So if you want to live a kinder life, for yourself or for someone else, my advice is to open your heart. And my advice for how to do that is to open your mouth and speak. Talk to someone without canned responses and listen to them speaking back to you. Really listen. There's no reason that the distance between two people should be as great as the distance between us and the stars. Thank you for watching. My name is James, and I'd love to hear your comments in the section down below. Don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, as well as subscribe if you want to see more. I will be hitting my first 1,000 subscribers here very soon. I'm only 50 subscribers away, so I'm thinking I might want to do a Q&A. So if you want to participate in that, it won't happen unless you want it to happen, so you can put your questions in the comments section. You can tweet at me at SpacetimeBadass, or you can even message me on the Spacetime Badass Facebook page. So if you want to ask any lucid dreaming questions or personal questions, now is your chance to do so. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take it easy.